Chapter 95, Consuming the Fire Lotus, Achieving Key Cultivation Perfection, the Demon Chart World. 3,000 Thunder Seals, it sounds not bad. With 2,500 exam points, Han Yi exchanged for a Duobao order and entered the massive book collection pavilion to select a divine power. He picked up a jade slip from the shelf, looked at it, and developed a bit of interest in this divine power. Upon a cursory reading, he roughly understood what kind of divine power this was. It turned out to be a textbook that teaches the use of the Thunder Law, specializing in Thunder Dao. It could be said that there were an enormous number of spells related to Thunder Dao, a substantial category indeed. For example, in Thunder Law, there were basic uses such as Yin and Yang Thunder Law, Defensive Thunder Law to avoid evil at home, and Chang'an Town Thunder Law. Top-level Thunderju that can kill demons and monsters on a large scale, 9 Heavens Yin Thunder Law. The killing formation constructed by Thunder Law, the Wanlei Huang's Roar Law. Han Yi was dazzled as he read them all. This divine power is handy for foundation establishment stage cultivators to use. Combined with his Thunder Spirit root attribute, it was more than suitable. He didn't hesitate too much. He took this divine power, deciding on it, and took it to the counter to pay. Aside from buying some talisman inscriptions and elixirs, he also selected a divine power. He came again to the spiritual plant section of the Duobao Pavilion to restock. As his many spiritual fields matured, he had preserved and picked up most of the seeds, and his business field should have expanded by now. He must not be satisfied with key cultivation level spiritual medicines, but instead shift his focus to the spiritual medicines needed by foundation establishment stage and even golden core stage cultivators. These spiritual medicines are not only pricey but also have a low elixir yield when concocted into elixirs, causing extreme scarcity. The rarer the spiritual medicine, the more difficult the conditions required for its birth and growth. Han Yi arrived at a spiritual plant seed named Mercury Gourd. Unlike other spiritual medicine seeds sold by the bag, it is sold by the piece. Each piece could be sold for 200 spirit stones. Just 5 seeds were 1,000 spirit stones, which was exceptionally expensive. This is because it is a second-tier top-grade spiritual plant, equivalent to the spiritual medicine needed by late foundation establishment stage cultivators. The level of spiritual plants is divided according to the needs of cultivators, from 1st to 9th. The first level is the spiritual medicine often used by key practitioners, while the 9th level is the legendary immortal medicine. Since the end of the Middle Age, due to changes in the environment, all immortal medicines have almost been extinct, only remaining in some secret realms and ancient ruins. Han Yi observed the 3 green jade boxes in front of him, covered with talisman inscriptions. The surfaces of these jade boxes were sealed with a lock spirit symbol, to prevent theft and to stop the spiritual energy of the spirit seeds from leaking out. The spirit seeds inside were guaranteed to grow into extremely rare and valuable spiritual medicines. The natural treasures, anything 3-tier or above, qualify to be known as natural treasures. They often have tremendous effects and provide numerous benefits to cultivators. They can change the mortal's aptitude and improve the cultivator in many ways. The red lotus of karma flame that his senior sister gave him is a top-tier, 3rd-level natural treasure, which is a very good treasure even for golden core cultivators. If Han Yi wanted to get his hands on one, it would cost at least 300,000 lower-grade spirit stones, and there's a chance he might not even be able to buy one. Each mature natural treasure is unique, and the quantity is definitely scarce. Once released, they will be sold out immediately. Han Yi felt that with his current spiritual plants, cultivating a 3rd-tier spiritual plant might be a bit difficult. The most he could do was pick a 2nd-tier spiritual plant to practice with. He first took the seeds of the Mercury Gourd, spending 2,000 spirit stones. This Mercury Gourd is a very practical spiritual plant. When used medicinally and concocted into a water star treasure pill, it can enhance the purity of a cultivator's water spirit root, greatly improving cultivation. At the same time, it has another use: nourishing magic treasures. 2nd-tier spiritual plants are different from the simple use of 1st-tier medicinal concoctions. Their intrinsic value is also significant. When the mercury gourd matures fully, it contains space inside that can absorb heavenly and earthly spiritual ki. It can be harvested and made into a container for holding flying swords. As long as the magic treasure is placed inside the gourd, it can repair the damage to the magic treasure. Then, Han Yi took a liking to one of the green jade boxes because he saw the introduction in front of the cabinet. This is the seed of the heavenly bead moon rice. Heavenly bead moon rice is a type of ling rice that is extremely beneficial for cultivators to practice. It is known that mortals eat common rice, whereas cultivators eat ling rice. Before entering the golden core stage, cultivators still need to eat and cannot rely purely on abstention pills. However, many cultivators do not have the privileges and economic strength to eat ling rice every day. It's easier to simply take abstinence pills instead. Han Yi had carefully observed that only inner sect disciples would occasionally buy some ling rice to eat. As for key practitioners and miscellaneous task disciples, as long as they didn't starve to death, they wouldn't have any ling rice. Heavenly bead moon rice is a top-grade product among many types of ling rice. Such a rice seed is not only a third-tier spiritual plant, but it's also very expensive, costing a substantial sum of 3,000 spirit stones. The reason for the high price is that you are not guaranteed to grow it. Otherwise, it would be sold at a loss. Freshly harvested heavenly bead moon rice costs at least 10,000 spirit stones per stone. This is something only direct disciples can afford. They receive their monthly spirit stones in middle-grade spirit stones and can afford to eat a meal every few days. Han Yi's thoughts began to stir. If he chose the seed of the heavenly bead moon rice, then his clientele would become inner sect disciples or above. These were more high-end customers, not merely key cultivation level. Their purchasing power is stronger, and they can earn more spirit stones. 10,000 spirit stones might seem like a lot to outer sect disciples, but it is not much for direct disciples and inner sect disciples.